When it comes to time periods, I am able to offer you some time, but by the time you finish watching this video, you will have a clear grasp of the specific levels that we are currently looking at for XRP. The only thing that matters is the end of the year frame. As long as it has occurred in the past, it is acceptable. It appears that we are going to run into some difficulties. The examination does not have any exact accuracy, despite the fact that you have supplied a time. At this point, we are going to discuss these objectives. Despite the fact that it is not even remotely possible, I can guarantee that before the end of the year. As we move forward, we are going to enter a world in which garlinghouse will be our conversation partner. What if I told you, right now, we are going to have a conversation regarding the current status of the market? It did not appear like today would be a nice day. During this time, the market for cryptocurrencies experienced a modest decline. Take a deep breath, relax, and let's get this done together. With a price of $6,693 within the past 24 hours, Ethereum has had a decline of 2.68%, and it is currently trading at $2.95 on the very last day. It went down by 3.7%, that is. Not only are XRP, USDC, and USDT getting closer to their dollar pegs, but they are also getting closer to where you want them to be. This results in a mainline drop of 2.43%, down to 50%. I don't think it's that horrible by any means. You should listen to the worst case scenario, which is that Bitcoin is not worth $60,000. Already, you are aware of this. Throughout the whole time period, the critical area was between $60,000 and $64,000. That particular place is very important. If that were to fail, there would be a risk of $58,000. In the event that that had been broken, there would have been a decrease of $52,000. From this vantage point, if the market decreases by 10% to 15% from its present 10% level on Bitcoin, 10% of 60 equals $6,000, which means that you are looking at approximately $54,000, which is within normal parameters, isn't it? Even in the event that we are successful in reaching our goal, it will not be the end of the world because the value of XRP will still decline by 45. When we add another 5 cents, we have around 45 cents. This is within a close proximity to the bottom of the container. The XRP period has been the time that I have been demonstrating it to you. Observation and waiting will be required of us, but not to an unreasonable degree. It is more likely that the market will continue to move to the left, but the chop that we are presently experiencing is something that will continue to occur. In the current month, it is even possible that it will decrease until the markets get pace and start to explode, which is the time when Junishes ought to take place. First, let's take a look at the call date, which was originally set for May or June. Perhaps I was right, but only time will tell. As of right now, I have those arranged, and the forecasts are available. In the event that you have not been following my projections and forecasting the run for Bitcoin, you are missing out on a significant opportunity. 11 days have passed since the last time I updated this. In light of the fact that we have informed you that we would be updating, we have seen that the price of Bitcoin has reached 77 inside a particular range. The growth of Ethereum was anticipated to reach 6. Ethereum may or may not have gained popularity. Despite the fact that I was able to come back, we had to move rapidly because of the precision of Bitcoin. It was necessary for us to pull, and we had to return to the ground. We have been discussing the topic of reducing expenses with you. Chops are what we are observing and getting at this moment. When will Bitcoin arrive at its next destination? If we are successful in reaching our goal of $74,000, we will be able to embark on a journey to the moon. Is it true that we reached 77? I have no recollection of it. However, because it has been since March, I am unable to recollect, but I will provide you with your zones that are available. The subject that we brought to your attention was the coming severance of ties. As we have advised you in the past, the bottom range is getting closer, which is where we are currently residing. Right now, we are going to enter XRP. However, before we do so, Jack Dorsey and I have made a story for the Cryptocurrency News Report that is published on my Cryptocurrency News website. This is the daring prediction that Jack Dorsey has made. 1 million Bitcoins will be in circulation by the year 2030. He is of the opinion that the quantity of Bitcoins will reach 1 million by the year 2030, which is a really exciting potential. In the event that you were to make a prediction about the year 2032, it would lead to 2 bull runs, both of which would be possible. That being said, there are many who believe that Bitcoin will hit $300,000 during this cycle, and then it will begin to decrease. From the perspective of the cycles that came before, what are we looking at? We anticipate that the value of Bitcoin will increase. You would predict 5 to 6 as opposed to 2 to 3. What we need to know is whether or not we will see that amount now that we have moved past it. Remember that Trump will meet with Ripple in the year 2018? So keep that in mind. In the event that that amount is equivalent to what I anticipate, it will take 2 cycles. The impact that China has had on Bitcoin is not lost on him. Ripple's operations using XRP are not news to him. Because of this, Trump has been making his voice heard. Not only has he underlined the significance of becoming conversant with cryptocurrencies, but he has also mentioned the value of comprehending the regulations. He is knowledgeable with the occurrences in the market. Doesn't he have the ability to know everything? He is not a complete idiot. This man is not an idiot. He is not unaware of the situation. As far as crypto policy is concerned, Charles Hoskins advises, listen, you need to vote for people in the upcoming election who are behind and understand crypto, and he is absolutely correct in his assertion. We are aware of it. There is a great deal, and I am telling you that we are going to take off. It is Brad Garlinghouse that he is utilizing, in contrast to our present president, who is actually just attempting to smash the United States of America. Right now, I questioned him about the times when he experienced the most success and the most failure while working at Riverside. Take note, this is a clip that lasts for 2 minutes. Do I have it correct that you've been doing this for 9 years? Right now, I was celebrating my 9th anniversary. As someone who has spent 9 years working in what is possibly the most unpredictable industry that we have ever witnessed, I find myself fascinated. Which of those 9 years have been the most successful and which have been the most difficult for you? The highest point, which was unquestionably an emotional roller coaster in and of itself, was brought to the forefront by your emphasis. I should also mention that I have a tattoo on my left shoulder that incorporates this idea. On the 13th of July, Judge Torres, and to a certain extent Brad Garlinghouse, delivered the ruling that the United States of America against Ripple Court will issue in 2023. Specifically, there are 3 cases that have been filed against me, 1 against Chris and 1 against Ripple. Now, I believe that there are a great number of them. There are some aspects of this that are incomprehensible. In spite of the fact that you were initially unable to fully comprehend it, you are able to recognize when your life is in the hands of a judge. Despite the fact that I sincerely believe that we were right, I am not quite certain. The moment when we recognized that we had won everything that was important to us, not only for Ripple but for the industry as a whole, was a tremendously high point for us. In spite of this, even that particular moment was an emotional roller coaster that I have no problem sharing with you. It has not been made known to the general public that this is available. I was unable to recover. Suddenly, all of a sudden, it was as if, oh my God, you gave off the impression that you were aware of the tremendous amount of energy that was around. There are a number of important considerations, including this period, years of distraction, and this level of investment. Indeed, and this is exactly how it is. To a certain extent, I will go with the lowest or alternatively, an alternative that is low. It was on the 22nd of December in the year 2020 that they submitted the case. That wasn't the same at all, so no. Due to the fact that, as you may recall, we were not aware that the decision would be made when we won on July 13th. I think that day was the one in question. Certainly did not come as a surprise. Isn't it, to put it mildly, fascinating? How shed tears and became emotional. I am not responsible for anything. That appears to be a lot for him to take on, especially after working for a company for such a long time that you become familiar with its policies. To put it simply, if you comprehend what I mean, it is everything. It has a foul odor. Isn't that a bad thing? It is a very lamentable situation. As a result of the fact that I have been talking for the previous 8 minutes of this video, let's go ahead and get some XRP. This is something that we have discussed in the past, and I will now demonstrate it to you once more. This is going to be broken down, and the details are going to be clarified. This is an indication of the current